I dare you to call me on a foot fault. I dare you. Hey everybody, Jordan from Ginger Snap Disc Golf here, and today I'm going to test 3 pretty popular approach discs and have a little bit of a competition to see which one might be making the bag or I might not ever throw again. So first off, we're going to be throwing the Zone. This is a Zone with the Banger top on it. It flies just the same as any other Z Zone out there. Next, I'm going to be throwing the Prodigy A2 in the 500 plastic. And then lastly, and this might be a shocker to some of you, I'm throwing the Pig. Maybe Robbie C knows what he's talking about when he says pigs are life. We'll find out. I'm going to score these discs based off of 3 categories: the feel, the flight, and overall workability. See how these discs handle about a 230-foot hyzer forehand shot with a little bit of headwind. Zone up first. Ooh, get stable, be a zone. All right, now the Prodigy A2. Lastly, the Pig. That one might go in, no, it's too long. I'm not gonna lie, the Zone felt the best out of the hand, which is typically why I bag a Zone. The Pig felt by far the easiest to actually throw like an effortless hyzer shot with an approach disc. Then the A2, I thought I even yanked a little bit, but it had like a shocking amount of bite to it at the end of the flight, which is something I actually really like. Maybe I should just putt with pigs. Hole, another 230-foot hole, but this time I'm gonna do a backhand shot. Another shot that you're gonna use these discs for most of the time on the course. Zone first. Get a good skip. All right, the A2. I never give this disc enough credit with stability, so I might throw this a little bit more flat than hyzer, especially considering there's a crosswind, right to left. So much bite. All right, the end of a Pig. Dude, how did that not hit the tree? Oh my gosh. You could really tell from those flights on the back end, without a doubt, the Pig has the most glide of those 3, which is one of the reasons I backed the Pig for so long, because it was an overstable approach I could get to go far. The Zone is definitely the happy medium. Like, it didn't want to get to the ground super quick, but it definitely didn't want to stay in the air. The A2 just wanted to get to the ground, which is very helpful. And honestly, I might have some incentive to be throwing the A2, but we can talk about that in another video. Pig obviously went long because it has so much more glide. That's not embarrassing, at least. It was close. It's the shortest of all the drives, probably because it wanted to get to the ground, and I threw it low. I dare you to call me on a foot fault. I dare you. All right, the last shot shape that we're gonna do is a little bit of a flat to hopefully slight flex shot at about a 300-foot hole. This is like the last shot shape that I really wanna score these discs on, and it's gonna be based off their workability. Like, can I work this disc to 300 feet? Can they handle a flat shot or a flex shot without being too understable or too overstable? Let's find out. All right, we're gonna go Zone first. Also, just a spoiler alert, anhyzer shots are by far the worst shot that I have. Like, I'm lucky if I can even throw an anhyzer, so if these come out flat, I'm doing good. All right, A2 next. Dude, there's like zero hold with that. Lastly, the Pig. All right, what's up everybody? We are in my office right now, or soon to be office. Got some work to do, but I eventually want to turn this into a space where I can do a lot more of my disc reviews and like analytical things. instead of always having to do them out in the field and honestly kind of be at the mercy of the elements and people that randomly walk by. So I want to give you my final scores on these discs based off of what we saw out in the field. I'm going to start off with the Zone. I think the Zone overall, the feel of it is amazing, and now there's different tops, like this is the Banger top, then they have a Ringer top, and so you can really get your pick of whatever feels best in your hands. My overall preference is probably the flat top with no Banger or Ringer rim on it, but overall feel is great. The flight, very true to the flight numbers, very overstable and torque resistant on forehand and backhand, but also very workable on the backhand. I don't think I have a choice other than to give the Zone a 10 out of 10. Most people probably give it a 10 out of 10 because it's probably in their bag. All right, next up we have the Prodigy A2. Again, the feel of this disc is really good. I wouldn't say it feels as good as the Zone, and that's only because this disc, you might could tell, it has a little bit of a dome to it, and every A2 that I've ever had has had a dome to it. I seem to always get wobble on this disc on forehands, and a lot of that I know is me, but I don't seem to have that problem with other flat top approach discs. So I do also think that it's very accurate to the flight numbers, workability. I don't know if I've ever thrown an A2 long enough to have one broke in and determine whether or not it's that workable. But as far as out of the box goes, the A2 is not that workable on backhand for me. It seems to be a trusty, reliable, overstable workhorse of an approach disc, but you can see in the video, I could barely get it to go on anhyzer for like 0.2 seconds before it fights out of it. Ironically, on forehand, if you throw the slightest bit too flat, it seems to want to just keep going flat and not fight back. So overall, I would give the A2 like a 7 out of 10 because it does feel good in the hand. It does have accurate flight numbers, but workability for me is not that great. Lastly, we have the Innova Pig. I think this disc is not talked about enough. It is the best feeling in the hand out of all of these approach discs. The flight numbers are accurate, it feels amazing, and it is certainly the most workable of all the discs. On hyzer, it wants to flip up, but it's not completely flat. It definitely still wants to push that hyzer angle, but it's so glidey, which is ironic because the flight numbers on this disc puts it as a 1 glide. Aside from the 1 glide, I think the flight numbers are very accurate with this disc. The Pig's going back in the bag. Overall, I would give the Pig a 9 out of 10. The only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because for whatever reason, Innova seems to neglect this disc and not really make any solid premium plastics with it. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. As always, stay snappy. Love y'all. Comment, subscribe, all the different things, all the YouTube things. Seriously though, comment your favorite approach disc because one of my favorite things in the world is to try new approach discs. I think I said that earlier in the video. Anyway, throw pigs.